There will now be an opportunity for silent prayer or meditation. You may be seated. Does any member wish to give a notice of a motion? Honorable Faber, can you take your seat, please? Can you take your seat? I've just been informed that the whipper has agreed that there won't be motions, notices of motions or motions without notices. So having been informed now, I take it that we are all in agreement with regard to that. Secretary, can you read the order of the day?
Consideration of interim report of Joint Ad Hoc Committee on Probing Violence Against Foreign Nationals on request for extension of reporting deadline.
Chief Whip.
Deputy Chairperson of the Council, my information is it is a committee matter, and to that effect, a committee member is supposed to take us through. That's the information that landed in my office.
Honorable members, maybe the week was too heavy for all of us. Ordinarily, the order of the day should be read by the Chief Whip. But there is an order before us for a request for an extension of reporting deadline on the consideration of the interim report of Joint Ad Hoc Committee on Probing Violence Against Foreign Nationals. Honorable members, I shall now put the question, and the question is that the report be agreed to. In accordance with Rule 71, I shall first allow provinces the opportunity to make a declaration of vote if they so wish. Is there any province that wishes to make a declaration of vote? In the absence of any, we shall then proceed with the voting. Eastern Cape?
Eastern Cape agrees.
Free State?
Sivumelana, sir.
Gauteng? Gauteng? KwaZulu-Natal? Is that a point of order? Just hold, let me just take the order.
Agreeing to a report, or what is the motion? What is the question to the House, please?
that in accordance with Rule 71, that the report be agreed to. And therefore, I'm allowing province. Come again?
Report been tabled so that we can discuss it and agree to it, because I haven't seen the report ATC. It's not been tabled.
No. There's a problem here. I even tried to read the order as it is printed on the order paper. The order is a request for an extension by the ad hoc committee. It's not a report that is being put to the House for debate and agreement. Fine. Maybe if you can just pay attention, honorable members, we would not make such mistakes. KwaZulu-Natal,
We support the extension.
Limpopo? Limpopo. There's no vote from Limpopo. Mpumalanga? No. There's no vote from Limpopo. Therefore, Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga? Yes. Northern Cape?
Northern Cape agrees, Chair.
Can you just, your mic was not on. Yes, now it's on.
The Northern Cape agrees, Honourable Chair.
Northwest? Northwest? You're not on. You're not on record.
No, it's not work. Northwest agrees.
Western Cape?
Agrees.
8 provinces have agreed to the report. I therefore declared the report as agreed to in terms of Section 65 of the Constitution. Honorable members, we now come to the subject for discussion as printed on the order paper. I therefore wish to welcome all our special delegates, delegation from Salga, and in so doing invite the Deputy Chairperson of Salga to introduce the discussion.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chairperson of the NCOP, the Chairperson in absentia, honorable members of the NCOP, MPs who are here and MECs who are present, fellow leaders of Salga, and all protocols observed. Deputy Chairs, we conclude this local government week. Our 15-year milestone is indeed an opportune moment to recognize the tangible gains made by local government in expanding the provisions of services and transforming the lives of ordinary people in our country, including the many innovations municipalities have undertaken to bring about quality services as highlighted in the energy and water this week. This week is in itself a factor of major impact in the life of the 15 years, as we can tell a good story that we have been provided an opportunity as local government to partake in the NCOP. And therefore we regard that as one milestone of our 15th year. Let us not forget that this is an innovative initiative by both joint NCOP and Salga, and at the core of it is to profile local government and ensure that local municipality issues are put in the national agenda as key issues for good practice and challenges experienced by local government in the generality of governance in our country. It's an issue, it's a platform for us to align our programs and ensure that we reflect on what local government represents. This must be done with a particular view to ensure collective effort in celebrating the successes and addressing the residual challenges exposed by the architect of cooperative governance entrenched in our constitution and white paper, which should reflect the positivity on this cumulative knowledge sharing and jointly experienced by NCOP and Salga since the inaugural local government week in 2012. In particular, we have highlighted laws, policies, and constraints and unintended consequences that some of the well-intended initiatives have had to a local government's inability to execute its own developmental mandate. Indeed, Salga has formally submitted to the NCOP a detailed list of laws and regulations that require review, and we stand ready to engage relevant committees on specific laws and regulations that we continue to grapple with. As highlighted in the discussions over the 2 days, we have already to indicate that particular areas in the laws and regulations that hamper progress in local government, we shall make specific recommendations for how this can be addressed. During this local government week, we have resolved to strengthen the relationship between the traditional councils, municipalities, and among other things, to ensure that the traditional leadership is part of the local government, Salga local government capacity building programs. The finalization of the Traditional Affairs Bill is much anticipated to bring greater consistency and enhance certainty on the role of traditional authorities in working with local government. Building on the successes we have enjoyed, we further resolved to improve the participation of Salga in the legislatures. Areas of improvement include exploring the possibility of ensuring Salga have a full-time membership of the NCOP, to ask questions, to submit motions, and to ensure that we are fully members of the NCOP, as the law would determine that we have 3 distinct and interrelated government spheres of our government. Indeed, to improve Salga participation, it's very important, and to ensure that even in provincial legislatures, local government is part of the participation at that level. On interventions, we agreed that the role of Salga in interventions include how it is consulted. In this case, we refer to Section 139 of Salga's Act. Should be clarified, as we emphasize that the intervention bill, which has been in the making in both previous local government, must also be expedited as a matter of extreme urgency to bring about coherence, consistency in its application. It goes without saying that we must work closely with the Minister of Culture and other key ministries such as Finance and Human Settlement to ensure that we ensure increased and coherent support for local government. In this regard, we call on national and provincial government to support commitments made by implementing a differentiated policy and resource model. Differentiation in this regard will ensure that high-capacity municipalities, metros, and secondary cities, in particular, receive greater fiscal allocations. Additional cities, in particular, receive greater fiscal allocations, additional revenue-raising powers, and devolution of built environment functions. This will enable municipalities to ramp up the pace of service delivery and transformation, so as to deliver on the aspirations espoused in the NDP Vision 2030. Implementing and overseeing an integrated planning and execution approach across sectors and spheres in line with the National Development Plan to achieve spatial transformation through IDPs as a central planning for local government and all government spheres. Respecting and supporting the constitutional mandate of local government, it is essential to collaborate with the sector to improve developmental outcomes, including through rationalizing legislation and regulations which impede effective service delivery and transformative socio-economic development. Reducing reporting requirements for municipalities by creating single repository where sector departments can obtain all necessary information required and develop a consolidated strategic report framework. The amendments of the provisions of Section 76 and 78 of the Systems Act to simplify the process required to assess the most appropriate service provider to deliver municipal services. We also indicate that NERSA should enforce regulatory framework in area, including compliance with the Systems Act. Attach condition to ESCOM reticulation license to determine the ESCOM may only reticulate electricity within municipality area in terms of service delivery agreement with the relevant authority, in this case municipalities. And the ESCOMs commit to support all municipalities with credit control and sign service delivery agreements with municipalities. The payment for service campaign must be intensified by all three spheres of government, with the state setting the example by paying services to municipalities on time. Moreover, municipalities need to be assisted to develop cost-effective tariffs. Salga is doing our utmost best to support them in these challenges. A special funding window for infrastructure development and refurbishment need to be created, with the required amount appropriately or approximately to 20 million per annum for the next decade. We should explore innovative funding solutions, including working with development financing institutions and relevant stakeholders to address these funding gaps, including water losses. We are confident that these outcomes, Deputy Chairperson, will find traction in NCOP select committees. You can only rely on our continued enhanced participation in NCOP, primarily through our NCOP representatives, to realize the outcomes we want and to push forward the developmental agenda as agreed. At the cooperative governance level, let us therefore continue to ensure an advancement and investment in developmental local government and preserve the institutional integrity of local government. We must uphold objectives of the Constitution and the developmental state. In closing, Deputy Chairperson, in the context of the issue raised over the last 2 days, and given our success reflecting the 15 years of local government evolution, this local government had thus far, as well as the cross-cutting nature and application of local government issues to most of the committees of Parliament. It is not time that we consider sharing the successes of local government within the National Assembly. We should actually place the local government in the program of both houses. 2016 to 2021, we should perhaps raise the debate that it should also be in this House and also in the National Assembly. It is our proposal that the last day of the future local government week be a joint session of the NCOP and National Assembly, so that we have a true intergovernmental initiative. I'm sure we'll agree that we need less rigidity and more cooperative governments in how we solve our problems. As Salga, we want to express our commitment and cooperative partnership with NCOP and look forward to ensure that even ensure that macro-constructive collaboration is done in the future. We march on our development journey towards 2016, and we renewed with vigor and commitment that we work together. Thank you very much, Deputy Chairperson. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Honorable Now. Now I call on Honorable Chetty. Continue the debate.
Greetings and salutations, Honorable Chair, honorable members of Salga, and guests. As we end our NCOP Local Government Week, we have failed the mandate of our Constitution and once again failed the people of South Africa, forcing more of our people with no option but to take to the streets in protest of poor delivery of basic essential services by this ANC-led government. Some sadly ending tragically with fatalities. How are we able to reflect on national issues and effective service delivery if the program to engage on the state of local government only camouflages the critical issues where they matter most on the ground? Honorable Chair, it appears that not only is the state of ANC-run local governments deteriorating, but so too is the NCOP's mandate to facilitate cooperative governance in South Africa. Even though the program included presentations on issues of national importance, what the majority-led ANC-NCOP achieved this week was to reconfirm the smokescreen covering the real state of our municipalities. As the Minister of Corporate Governance and Traditional Affairs, Pravin Gordhan, rehashed the same back-to-basics poppycock, municipalities around this country were falling apart, desperately needing the help of COCTA, Parliament, and the NCOP. Need I remind this House of the challenges our ANC municipalities face? Residents of Ventersdorp and Makana municipalities are experiencing the same service delivery failures as in Kwanka, Moipofana, Ingaka Modira Molema, Matuba Tuba, and Madibeng. In each of these cases, the municipalities were dissolved, except for one, Madibeng. Why is it that in the face of the same dire conditions in each municipality, dissolution was the preferred course of action, but not for Madibeng? Why is Madibeng special? It is not. Madibeng is arguably the worst municipality of the lot, yet for some inexplicable reason, the Minister of Kokta opted to support this defunct municipality council in terms of Section 139(1)B instead of intervening in terms of Section 139(1)C and dissolving the council. I can only surmise that this preferential treatment of Madibeng has to do with political relations rather than governmental relations. Currently, Makana in the Eastern Cape is a volcano waiting to erupt. It is still shrouded in controversy and irregularities, having appointed a new administrator whose appointment is further embroiled with allegations of interference by Luthuli House after former administrator Pam Yako filched 3 million rand of taxpayers' money over a period of 9 months. Her appointment showed no tangible results in bringing change to a municipality with devastating financial irregularities and mismanagement and no improved service delivery.
Honorable Chetty, is there a point of order?
Just want to raise a point of order on what the honorable member is raising, which relate to the Luthuli House. The Luthuli House cannot interfere in the issues of the municipalities. It's misleading the House, actually.
Honorable members, can we refrain from making statements that refers to something that we would not be able to conclude in this House? Can we continue with the debate?
She continued to hide her incompetency by rejecting the prior application of making the Kabuso report public, a report that could expose the extent of corruption and maladministration in Makana. Honorable Chair, my faith and assurance for the Select Committee to conduct an oversight visit to this dysfunctional Makana municipality is slowly being tested. Considering this step has been postponed, not once, but twice in the past 2 weeks. It's time that the ANC seriously and distinctively separate the powers of Luthuli House as over good governance. The legacy report of the Fourth Parliament recommends the roles and assistance to be provided by the district councils to local municipalities be clearly defined. A point in case is that of Ngaka Modira Molema District Municipality and Swaying. The district municipality failed to honor its debt of 19 million rand for services rendered by the local municipality. Because of the failure of the district to meet its obligations of providing water to its residents, forced the local municipality to be placed under administration. This is but yet another symptom that incompetent cadre deployment is responsible for. Since Minister Godin's much publicized commitment to fire incompetent administrators and financial managers last year, he is still found to be twiddling his thumbs around taking serious action against these defaulters. He would rather see municipalities fall into financial collapse and watch as ordinary South Africans are exploited by enriching corrupt and incompetent ANC cadres and officials while service delivery stagnates. Honorable Chair, once again I remind this House of the real financial state of some of our municipalities and why we need to be serious about fighting incompetent and corrupt financial managers. In the Northwest, Taung Municipality, the Auditor General found 71 million rand of irregular spending. In Kagisano, Molapo, 62.8 million rand of irregular spending was incurred. In Mpumalanga, Bushbuck Ridge, 112 million of irregular spending was found and a further 114 million rand of unauthorized spending. Again in Mpumalanga, Mafuba local municipality, 120 million rand of unauthorized spending was revealed. In a province like the ANC-run Northern Cape, fruitless and wasteful expenditure increased by 81% in the past 3 years. And in the ANC-run KwaZulu-Natal, where the minister hails from, fruitless and wasteful expenditure increased by 440%, with irregular spending jumping to 2.31 billion. These financial managers should have been called into account by provincial MECs and the national minister. But we, as law-abiding South Africans, awaited bated breath if the minister...
Honorable Chetty, on what point are you rising, Honorable Member? Can I hear the point of order?
Chair, there's no municipality in the name of Mafuka in Mpumalanga.
There's no?
There's no municipality with the name Mafuka in Mpumalanga.
Mafoka. Mafoka.
Yes, he made reference to a municipality called Mafuka from Mpumalanga, and there's no such.
Honorable Member,
I didn't say that.
did you make any reference to a municipality called Mafoka?
Chair is
Honorable
wasting
Members,
my time.
order. I'm trying to establish from the member whether if he did make any reference to a municipality called Mafok.
Chair, my notes are here, you can consult it, it's not on that. Thank you, Chair. I did not make mention of what he said.
He says, no. Honorable Mokweli,
Consult the answer.
the member says that he didn't say that. Thank you very much. Continue. on.
These financial managers should have been called into account.
Honorable Chetty. Honorable Jamin.
Sorry, Chair, just make note of my time, please.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Can I just say something? Honorable member, if I request a member to take his seat, and in order for me to take a point of order, I'm aware that that clock does not continue clocking. So therefore, it doesn't have any knock-on effect on the member's time. Honorable Tlamin.
It's on a point of order, Honorable Chair. The second municipality that he mentioned in Mpumalanga, we don't have. There is no such, maybe the DA does have, but we don't have that municipality in Mpumalanga.
What municipality is that now?
You must read the second municipality.
No, I'm not going to read anything.
Okay, honorable members, because you see now, I would not be able to agree or disagree on what is said about Mpumalanga's municipalities. May you then allow me an opportunity to look at Hansard, whether if the correct pronouncements have been made, if there are wrong spellings and so forth, something would be corrected. All right, continue, Honorable Chetty.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. These financial managers should have been called into account by provincial MECs and the national minister. But we, as law-abiding citizens, await with bated breath if the minister has the backbone and will stick to his word to punish them. Fortunately, the minister can rest assured that in the DA run Western Cape, we achieved 100% unqualified audits, confirming our ability to govern and govern well. Honorable Chair, while ANC municipalities are falling apart and South Africans are denied the constitutional right to access basic services, the ANC increasingly becomes desperate as the 2016 local elections approach. The ANC can continue to cavalcade superstars, mayoral candidates like Danny Jordan, but this will not save you from the damage that you have done to local government. The ANC support decreased from 64% in 2011 to 42% in the recent by-elections in the Eastern Cape. Not even Danny Jordan, amidst his busy schedule fighting FIFA bribery allegations, will be able to save the ANC from this. The DA is well on track to win Nelson Mandela Bay in 2016 because of good governance. And when we win, for indeed we will fix the mess that the ANC has put this municipality in. Time is of the essence. Time for change is coming. South Africa is tired of incompetence. They are eagerly awaiting for the DA to restore real freedom, real fairness, with real opportunities that will make the founders of this democracy and those who fought for these values, and now that only the DA embodies, extremely proud. The clock is ticking. Time is running out for the ANC and those comrades, entrepreneurs, and incompetent cadre deployers. Honorable Chairperson, this House has misled South Africans earlier this year when we debated that ensuring synergy and cooperation between local government and traditional leaders. For indeed, this local government week, past 2 days, exposed that there is no synergy, but rather much conflict between the two. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. May I call on Honorable Moapi to continue the debate?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. It's unfortunate that Honorable Chetty happened to stand here and said nothing around the local government week. For the simple reason that he spoke about the issue of intervention. Let me just remind him, Honorable Chetty, you happen to be part of the select committee of COPTA.
Honorable Mahapi, may you just take a seat. On what point are you rising, Honorable Member?
Honorable.
Order, Honorable Members. On what point are you rising?
Is it parliamentary for a member of this House to judge another member and said, thank you for...
On what point, Honorable Member, are you rising?
Nothing. It's a point of order.
No, it's not a point of order. Can you take a seat?
Is it parliamentary for him to say...
Honorable Member,
thank you for...
a point of order.
Another member said nothing.
Can you take your seat, Honorable Member?
Equally, Honorable Mutileni, you said nothing. Chairperson, let me just remind Honorable Chetty, you happen to be part of the select committee.
Honorable Mahapi, on what point are you rising, Honorable Makwil?
Is it parliamentary for a member to directly speak with another member?
Honorable members, no, order, it is not. The rules clearly states that the point of address should be through the chair. Can we please stick to that rule by addressing the chair? Can you take your seat, Honorable Member? I have made an order on the issue that you raised. Honorable Member, you rose on a point of...
Teacher,
I gave
you don't have
clarity,
the right,
Honorable Member.
but you can't deny me the right. I still need clarity. I don't care about the rule number. Chair.
Honorable Member, now you're becoming disorderly.
Chair. Chairperson.
Honorable Member.
Chairperson, can you
you
allow
just
me
take your
to
seat
speak?
so that I address you?
But can you allow
Can
me
you, can
to
you just
speak?
take your seat so that I address
But allow me to speak.
you? Honorable Member, can you take
Honorable
your seat?
Chairperson, can you
Honorable
allow me
Member
to speak?
Mukweli. Honorable
Honorable
Member
Chair,
Mukweli.
allow me to speak. Hear
Honorable
my
Member
point.
Mukweli, can you
But,
take your seat?
but I have the right to speak in this
Honorable
house.
Member
You cannot.
Mukweli,
But
Can
Chair,
you take your seat?
but Chair, ke kopa ho bua.
Honorable Member, ke kopa o
Honorable
dule mo
Chair, can
fatshe.
you allow me to speak?
Honorable Member, I'm not going to
Can-
allow you to speak, therefore I request you
But
to take
but
your seat.
allow me to speak. Withdraw.
Honorable Member, it is not for you to tell me on how to rule on matters.
No, but
You raised an
you,
issue.
but rules of the
Honorable-
house must
Honorable
always prevail.
Honorable Member.
But rules of the house must always prevail, Chair.
Honorable Mukweli.
But Chair.
Honorable Mahapi, can you continue with the debate?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Deputy Chair. Yes, through you, Deputy Chair, it is very clear that defying the chairperson doesn't necessarily make one to be smart in terms of articulation. Chairperson, can I proceed with the purpose of our debate today? The debate is about local government week
Honorable
outcomes.
Mahapi, may I recognize Honorable Julius? On what point are you rising, Honorable Julius?
I just wanted to find out, is it parliamentary for the select committee of COCTA chairperson to debate the provincial week whilst he was very, very late on the first day? Thank you, Chair.
No, honorable members, that's not a point of order. Honorable Mohapi, can you continue with the debate?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Let me just remind the House, through you, Chairperson, that we are debating under the theme celebrating 15
Honorable
years.
Honorable Mohapi, can I recognize Honorable Kaila?
Honorable Chairperson, is it parliamentary for a member of this House to say to another member of this House, Oyo Ngibi? Have you got Ngibis in this House? Honorable Wana said, Honorable Mutileni, Oyo Ngibi. Is it that parliament?
Honorable member, it's very difficult for me to make a ruling on that, except that I should ask Honorable Wana whether if she did say that. I understand what that means, but I'm trying to establish as to whether if she did say that, because it was off the record. She says she didn't say that. No, that's fine. Can you continue the debate, Honorable Member?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Like I've indicated through you, Chairperson, it is very clear that there's a challenge, especially for those members.
Honorable Moab, just hold it. Honorable Mugwen.
Honorable Chair, I think I'm a member of this House.
I know that.
Yes, and I have the right to speak in this House.
I know that.
And if I stand up on a point of order, you must recognize me. You are not doing me any favor to recognize me. Neither of the people who are in this
Honorable
house are
Mokwele,
doing me a
you are not
favor.
rising on any matter
No, no,
now.
I want to make it clear, Chair.
No, no, no. Honorable Mohabi, can you continue the debate?
Chairperson, thank you very much. Being unruly through you, Chairperson, to the Chairperson doesn't necessarily make one to be smart. It doesn't make one to be seen as if it's articulative. Chairperson, as I stand here...
Honorable Mokwele, I think now, not Mokwele, Honorable, yes, Mokwele, I think you are becoming disruptive now. And I suspect that is deliberate. I'm ordering you to sit down, Honorable Member.
Reason to deliberately...
Honorable Member, I'm ordering you to sit down. Honorable Member, I'm ordering you to sit down. Are you refusing to take my order? Now, may you sit down? Honorable Member, may you sit down? Honorable Member Mokwele, I think you leave me with no option now. Can you sit down, Honorable Mokwele? Honorable Mokwele, can I order you to leave the house, please? Honorable Mokwele, can I order you to leave the house? May the usher please assist me to let the member leave the house. Honorable members, the member is refusing to leave the house. I therefore suspend the business of the house until the members left the house.
And
May be seated. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, I suspended the proceedings, requesting the member Mukwele to leave the house. And Honorable Mukwele is still in the house. Therefore, in order for us to proceed, I will once more call on the Sergeant in Arms to request the member to leave the house in order for us to proceed. I therefore request the Protection Services of Parliament to assist with the removal of the member from the House. Thank you very much, honorable members. We shall then proceed with the debate. Honorable Mahapi, may you continue with the debate? Just hold, Honorable Mahapi. Is that a point of order? May I hear
Etsa go
the
ntsha leloko la ntlo mo tega ntlo, dilo tsa gago di setse mo tlong. And so etsang go se dira se very unnecessary. Ke member ya parliament.
Honorable member, that's
Ga
not
wa
a point
mona
of order.
tšhono ya gore a bue.
Honorable member, that's not a point of
You
order.
are very inconsistent.
Can you take your seat, honorable member? That's not a point of order.
Chairperson, dilo tsa mme o etsa go tswa mo tega ntlo di tlo go tswa le mamo.
The Itlana protected.
Di protectwe ke mang? A ke bone protection e go ne
Itlana
ke
protected.
ke re di protectwe go ne ke che. O tlogetse cell phone mo sadi ole.
Honorable member, the Itlana protected. Can you just take your seat?
Ke re go ne di protectwe che before this house continues.
They are protected because nobody is going to touch them. Honorable Mohapi.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. You know, we must really appreciate through you, Chairperson, TVs for the benefit of our communities out there, not to make people to behave like pop stars. Chairperson, as I stand here, Honorable Deputy Chairperson, I'm reminded of what happened in the same month of August in 1962, when our hero and stalwart Nelson Mandela was arrested for treason and sentenced to life in prison. His arrest during this month of August instead led to the resoluteness of the revolutionary movement to demand and forge ahead our agenda of establishment and creation of a non-racial, non-sexist, democratic and prosperous South Africa we enjoy today. Equally, the 2015 Local Government Week marked an important milestone in the developmental journey in local government after 15 years of transforming our spaces and places. Significant progress has been made in deepening democracy, promoting socio-economic development, expanding the provisions of services to so many millions of our people. The journey has been characterized by new learnings during these past weeks. The outstanding future of this evolution is the effectiveness of intergovernmental relations. The evolution of local government transformation transcends over three significant phases, namely pre-interim, interim, and the final phase. During this period, a lot of planning for the new local government dispensation took place to ensure integration of all structures of the South African society. Notwithstanding notable achievement with regard to the local government transformation debate, there are persistent challenges with regard to the delivery of basic services to people in South Africa. These include increasing population growth, increasing urbanization, increasing demand for municipal services and infrastructure, maintenance loads, the predominance of slow budget growth, and the prevailing effects of the 2008-2010 global financial crisis. We should therefore continue, Honorable Deputy Chairperson, over the remaining months of the current local government term to focus and build on gains we have made. Honorable Deputy Chairperson, the House may be aware that the Honorable President launched Back to Basics on the 18th of September 2014 in order to fast-track service delivery and ensure that municipalities have their basics right. According to the Back to Basics program, there are three categories of municipalities, namely municipalities that are doing well, those that are at risk, and lastly, municipalities that are dysfunctional. The program comes handy in identifying areas to focus on and addressing the collapse in core municipal infrastructure services in some communities, ensuring adequate response to service delivery, bridging the social distance between the public reps and communities, conscious work to ensure the viability of certain municipality, especially on collection of revenue, getting appropriate skilled personnel and fighting fraud and corruption. Back to basic means working tirelessly to ensure that municipalities provide water, electricity, parks, street lighting, refuse removal, repairing of potholes, dealing with frustrating interruption of services and the problems with billing systems. Changing strategic orientation is no mean feat and requires leadership and political will. At the same time, we need collective effort and unity of purpose and partnership in local government for the actualization of the Back to Basics program. It is in this context that the political management of municipalities has to change to a higher gear and be responsive to the needs of our people. We desperately need a leadership with a vision to change and a caliber to implement a change program. We need a leadership that will inspire and organize for our common purpose for improving services to our people. Our actions need to move from intent to generating impact on the ground. Our immediate task, Chair, is to get our municipalities out of dysfunctional state, support municipalities that are at minimum basic level of performance to a higher trajectory, and continuous support and incentivize those that are performing well to retain that level of performance. Our clarion call is that good governance is the heart of effective functioning of our municipalities. Measures should be taken to ensure that municipalities continuously engage with their communities and that proper planning and maintenance of basic infrastructure is critical for sustaining basic standards of living and economic activities. In 1994, South Africa embarked on an ambitious project of state formation and building, including local government sphere. To this end, led by the Constitution, government published the white paper on local government and introduced a series of laws, policies, and support programs to direct the establishment of local government as a distinctive, interrelated, and interdependent sphere of government. As a result, great strides have been made in establishing municipal systems and processes strengthening and building institutional capacity. Government has created an impressive and comprehensive legislative and policy framework for local government that has provided a sound platform from which the majority of municipalities have made a progress in establishing municipal systems and processes, strengthening their overall institutional capacity. Improved intergovernmental relations have also ensured that the provision of support to local government by both national and provincial government. Chair, in terms of the challenges of cooperative governance, developing intergovernmental relations institutions at national and provincial level to deal with issues of alignment, integration, and coherence. Developing intergovernmental relations system processes and procedures, particularly planning processes in terms of which national, provincial, and local government pursue common objectives. Engaging in a joint work and project to realize integrated service delivery. Chairperson, on the basis of accountability, the local government system has made significant progress towards achieving an open and transparent public service. The National Planning Commission, in 2012 explains the concept as follows, and I quote, accountability refers to institutionalized practices of giving an account of how assigned responsibilities are carried out and public resources used. In a democracy, it is crucial for political leaders and public officials to account to the citizens of their actions, close quote. This is usually achieved through a system of institutional checks and balances. Chairperson, the establishment of ward committees at local level has been an important component of institutionalizing democratic governance. According to COCTA State of Local Government report, these committees support the right of communities to participate in decisions that affect development in their areas, while similarly imposing a corresponding duty on municipalities to encourage community participation. Chairperson, on developing skills and capacity, local government is experiencing shortage of skills, personnel. This impact on its ability to plan, budget, and manage and deliver services. Government has acknowledged this and introduced support programs to build capacity in municipalities over the last 20 years. That we must acknowledge. This challenge was observed by the Select Committee on COCTA in its recent oversight visit in Tswaing in the Northwest, where most senior managers have been appointed on acting capacities. In the past 5 years, there have been 5 acting municipal managers and several chief finance officers in that municipality. Chairperson, on participation of traditional leaders in the municipal council, Section 211 and 212 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa makes provision for the recognition of the institution status and role of traditional leaders according to customary law. This resulted in the promulgation of various pieces of legislation on national level, such as Traditional Leadership and Governance Framework, and also the National House of Traditional Leaders Act. Section 81 of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act makes provision for the participation of traditional leaders in the proceedings of the municipal councils. Chair, on the intervention bill must be expedited as a matter of urgency to bring uniformity with regard to norms and standards and exercise of discretion by provinces in respect of Section 139 of the Constitution. However, the bill should be able to address the following. 1, the assumption of responsibility should be a measure of the last resort. 2, the integrity of local government as a sphere exercising original powers should be respected. 3, the aim of intervention should be restorative rather than punitive. 4, the role of NCOP as a proactive oversight mechanism in the process of Section 139 should be strengthened. Chairperson, payments of electricity for municipal councils. Honorable Chairperson, the electricity bill remains high and some of the municipalities are struggling to keep the lights on. In April this year, ESCOM threatened to cut electricity to 20 municipalities. As the Select Committee, we wish to welcome the call made by the Honorable Minister Pravin Gordhan when he tabled the budget vote to the department that extra measures must be introduced to expedite the payment of outstanding debt owed by government department to municipalities. Furthermore, we embrace his call for a government-wide campaign to cultivate a culture of civic responsibility and payment of services. In conclusion, Chairperson, it is true that we remain united and energized as government, labor, business, and all people of South Africa around the implementation of Back to Basic program will continue to make progress towards a just and prosperous future and a better life for all.
Honourable Member, your time has expired.
Chairperson, finally, let me quote what Amilcar Cabral said, hide nothing from the masses of our people, tell no lies, expose lies whenever they are told, mask no difficulties, mistakes, failures, claim no easy victory. I thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Siyaqhuba.
Honourable Mokhosi, can you continue the debate?
E re ke tse tšhono e ke dumedise maAfrika Borwa, South Africa ka bophara, ke dumedise thata balwantwa. Ke lo itsisi gape gore member ya parlamente Honorable Tebogo Mokolo etsa go kgwato ntsa bileditšwe banna ba diphotomane ba makgowa. The theme of this debate is a real contradiction. We are pleasantly surprised that the ANC is capable of talking about a developmental state, even though through their actions they have been embracing neoliberalism as if it's a gospel truth. True to type, the ANC likes to talk left and walk right. So let's take this opportunity to educate you about what a developmental state is. A developmental state needs development strategy and programs based on high growth rates, restructuring of the economy and socio-economic inclusion. You need to have leadership in defining a vision and mobilizing society to take part in its implementation. With effective systems of interaction with all social partners. And finally, you need to have the ability to translate broad objectives into programs and projects, and have the capacity to ensure implementation. with proper training, orientation, and leadership of the public service. None of these attributes are present in all spheres of government, but the situation is even worse on the local government sphere, and therefore there is nothing developmental about local government sphere in South Africa. As a result, we are missing valuable opportunities. A developmental local government would not depend on tenders to deliver the most basic services, such as developmental government would synthesize internal capacities to deliver services to our people without corruptive cancer of tenders. A developmental local government would lead a process of massive and protected industrial development and diversification within their jurisdictions to create self-sustaining development and millions of decent jobs. A developmental local government would ensure that local innovation is encouraged to deal with issues of energy generation to take the load of the inefficient ESCOM. Areas within jurisdiction of local governments have massive potential.
Honorable Mokhosi, can you just remind me of something? Can you just repeat what you said, because I don't want to quote you. I don't want to call that word.
No, and then I don't know what you're talking about. Can I continue with my speech? I take it that you are here listening. Go to the Hansard, please.
Honorable Mokhosi, the word that I used,
Please go and check on the Hansard. I forgot through those sentences before I forget.
Honorable Mokhosi, I'm addressing you. And in addressing you, I'm saying the word that I heard is a very derogative word. And if so, I will definitely go check Hansard and I'll come back to you.
Thank you very much.
And request you to withdraw. If not, apply other measures on that particular word.
Yeah, we'll do so. If developmental local government would ensure that local innovation is encouraged to deal with issues of energy generation to take the load of the inefficient ESCOM. Areas within jurisdictions of local governments have massive, it's not my mother tongue, I don't care. These municipalities cannot do this. Firstly, because the funding framework for local government favors urban municipalities more than rural municipalities that cannot raise sufficient revenue from their residents. Rural municipalities are marginalized to a state of ineffectiveness. This is what would constitute a developmental local government: provision of household infrastructure and services such as water, sanitation, local roads, stormwater, drainage, refuse collection, and electricity. Municipalities must be able to create livable, integrated cities, towns, and rural areas, and destroy apartheid-era geography that still keeps white people in areas closer to economic opportunities, while keeping blacks in settlements that are nothing more than labor concentration camps. Lastly, we condemn the wasteful expenditure by the NCOP of the local government week that supposedly took place this week. The administration of this week's program was appalling. If its aim was to form a relationship between Salga and the NCOP failed dismally. The times allocated for the presentations and the discussions were too short, presentations were generalized, and members were not given documents beforehand, so there was no real engagement. This week was both an insult to Salga, but more importantly, it was an insult to the people Salga represent. As part of the local government program, in the least, the NCOP could have allowed space for Salga and NCOP to discuss and trash out findings on oversight visits done in KZN, Gauteng, and Northwest Province. NCOP and Salga would have built a relationship based on experience and expertise of what is truly taking place on the ground. Examples in KZN of the 11.6-kilometer road built at the cost of 15 million and a public school constructed on private land where the chairman of the trust is now suing the department for millions of rands have been discussed to better understand how local government operates and how NCOP could better facilitate smoother operations. If we take local government seriously, we must get our act together. South Africa ga ena go tsamaya e siame. Re inconsistent South Africa ga ena go tsamaya siame. Magodu ile ona leng go godimo ka bogwene-gwene. South Africa ga ena go tsamaya nnile pleke e botoka. Go sa bui ka lehatshe mbu. Ke a leboga.
Honorable Parker, can you continue with the debate?
Honorable Deputy Chairperson, honorable members, as we reflect on and celebrate the evolution of our developmental local government, the following key milestones should be kept in mind. In the first phase, which I would like to call the establishment and consolidation phase, which stretched from the year 2000 to 2005, we saw the rationalization in the Northern Cape of more than 50 municipalities being reduced to a total of 27 local municipalities and 5 district municipalities. The renaming of these municipalities resonated with the culture, the pride, the dignity, and the historical background of the respective communities. We have municipalities such as Karahais, which means strafboom, Omzebomvu, which means red dust, Kaima, which means om op te staan, amongst others. The Meer local municipality was the only municipality in the Northern Cape that was categorized as a plenary municipality without wards, given the size of the population. However, this municipality then was further demarcated into wards, which then emphasized the participatory democracy that we wanted to inculcate in our communities. Honorable Deputy Chair, so the second phase stretched from 2005 to 2011, which I would like to term loosely as the disestablishment of cross-border municipality phase. In this phase, Honorable Deputy Chairperson, in the Northern Cape, we have reconfigured the municipalities of Tsansabani and Gamagara local municipalities into the Olifantshoek, Tsansabani, Gamagara local municipalities. This we did, Honorable Deputy Chairperson, to create an economic power base and to deal with the pockets of poverty that was prevalent in our areas. During this phase, the province has also inherited the former cross-boundary municipality, which we call Pokwani, the John Taulo District Municipality, which was then known as the Kgalagadi District, as well as Joe Morolong. The inheritance, however, had enormous financial strain on the provincial fiscus, especially in the delivery of services to the communities in those areas. The effects of the disestablishment are still posing a major challenge in the quality of service that the province is able to provide. The Tsansabani municipality has become an economic center and due to the mineral deposits that are prevalent in that area. We have also seen huge mining houses moving into that particular municipality, and this sudden mining boom has seen a positive growth in the population. We have seen developments of human settlements such as the townhouses and residential areas that have sprung up in the area. The household incomes and job creation has been established, but the revenue base of the municipality has increased, but the services are not able to meet the sudden growth that we have seen in the area. Honorable Deputy Chair, the third phase of our evolutionary local government is the one that I would like to term the redetermination phase, Here we saw the province agreeing with the minister that the Meer municipality must be merged with the Karahais municipality to enhance the financial viability and integration in a new municipality. Honorable Deputy Chair, as the Northern Cape Province, we believe that this will make sure that the people of the Meer municipality and the people of the Kalahari would definitely, in this instance, receive the services that this government wants to provide for its people. The coordination and development of integrated development plans was intended to move from the silo way of planning to an integrated planning.
Honorable Gail, can you take your seat? On what point are you rising, Honorable Member?
Honourable Chair, I would like to know of the Honourable MEC who would take a question, please.
Newly promoted
Honourable Member, excuse me, sorry, but she was sitting in the Honourable MEC's chair. That is why I was
Honourable Parker, are you prepared to take a question?
No, I'm not going to take a question now, Honourable Deputy Chair.
She's not prepared to take a question.
Sorry, Honourable Member.
However, the unfortunate reality is that the national and provincial departments continue to plan in silos, and we find, unfortunately, that they don't face any consequences. However, this places a lot of burden on the local municipalities because they are often found to be able to provide resources for projects which they have not planned for and developments which the local municipality is not ready for. Honourable Deputy Chair, on the equitable share allocation to municipalities, legally, one of the components that determine the equitable share allocation is the population of the province, or the municipality in this instance. It has been proven, however, that the current model of allocation of the equitable share is not equitable, given the natural and peculiar circumstances that we find in our province. We are of the view that amongst other factors that should be considered should also be the vastness and the sparse population of a particular province. This will significantly assist in the provision of services to all communities, regardless of how far they are from their city centres. Agbare voorsitter, die Noord-Kaap is 'n provinsie met diversiteit en daarom kan ek met trots sê dat ons goeie vordering maak in die samewerking met tradisionele leiers, munisipaliteite en provinsiale regering. Dit is veral duidelik te sien in die John Talo district municipaliteit. As a province, we had the least number of interventions in terms of Section 139 of the Constitution, and the basis of our posture and attitude to intervention was always superseded by and premised on the spirit of Section 154 of the Constitution, which enjoins national and provincial governments to provide support and strengthen the capacity of municipalities to manage their own affairs. We are continuing to provide support to identified municipalities through our oversight, and we also call these municipalities to our legislature to account on their annual reports, and we monitor the implementation of their audit action plans. However, Honourable Deputy Chair, on infrastructure asset management, we concur with the AG that municipalities struggle to maintain their asset registers. The Department of Coxta, however, embarked on a pilot project to assist 5 struggling municipalities in the province in their verification, evaluation and bundling of their assets so as to update their asset registers and obviously get better audit outcomes. There's evidence that in most municipalities, the infrastructure that is currently there is very old and cannot carry the capacity of the migration that is evident, especially in our booming mining towns. We therefore propose that the MIG funding model should also be reviewed so that we can have a concerted impact on the refurbishment of the infrastructure in our municipalities. On successors, Honourable Deputy Chair, we would want to mention the following: that the support and capacity provided to municipalities in our province has unlocked their ability to provide adequate infrastructure services so that we could see major developments happening. And Honourable Deputy Chair, I would like to cite a few. In the Solplaatje local municipality, we have been able to accommodate the development of sizable shopping malls. We have the state-of-the-art Garib Medical Clinic in the Solplaatje local municipal area. The Solplaatje University being sustained by the infrastructure development that the municipality was able to provide. We have seen hospitals emerging in our local municipalities, such as a new cardio hospital that the municipality has also given land for. In the Gasegoniana local municipality, we have also managed, through the support that we've given to municipalities, to see that they've been able to develop shopping malls, casinos, hotels, and massive human settlements. In the Gamagara local municipality, we have seen further developments that has been underpinned and buttressed by the sound local government that we see in those areas. However, unfortunately, there is huge debt that is owed to municipalities, and we find that this cripples the ability of the municipality to sustain their development. For municipalities to be sustainable and economically viable, their collection of revenue must be improved. The province in this regard is assisting municipalities to collect outstanding debt owed by government departments in particular, and as the legislature, we are monitoring this process to ensure that it succeeds. On back to basics, after the analysis of the assessment conducted on municipalities in the province, 2 municipalities were categorized as doing well, while 15 were at risk and 15 dysfunctional. There has been a significant improvement, however, in the audit performance of 8 of these municipalities from category 8, from the categories known as at risk, and as well as those that were classified as dysfunctional. In the last 6 months, in the mid-implementation report, we have seen that in the Northern Cape, with the support that we are providing to our municipalities, we have seen a 95% improvement in the performance of those municipalities. The province is now focusing its support on the 20 targeted municipalities for the accelerated improvement of their performance. Ten slotte, agbare voorsitter, die bemagtiging van ons mense bly die ANC-regering se eerste prioriteit. En as ons terugkyk na die eerste 15 jaar van demokratiese plaaslike regering, kan ons in die Noord-Kaap met reg sê dat baie verander het. Ons staar ons nie blind aan die tekortkominge nie, maar erken ook dat ons nog 'n lang pad het om te loop om verskillende gemeenskappe te integreer. Ons verbind onsself egter daaraan dat ons elke stap saam met ons mense sal loop om beter gemeenskappe te skep, want om saam te werk kan ons beter doen. Ek dank u.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Kaila, can you continue the debate? Honorable Kaila, are you waiving your right to speak?
Our constitution states that local government must supply water, sanitation, electricity, and other basic services in order for citizens to live safely. In this regard, Honorable Chairperson, municipalities have a responsibility to ensure that their budgets collected and collected revenue promote business-friendly climate for job creation, eradication of poverty. Amongst other things that has to be done in building a capable developmental local states are, firstly, there is a need to restore ethical value based on public administration. In this regard, there is a need to return to issues of public orientation where shared or common interests of citizens are the compass, rather than a philosophy dominated by private and individual interest. The local leaders must shift gear extremely fast into community practitioners. There is no doubt that low levels of citizens' trust, low workers' morale, poor service delivery, shortage of skills, and internal breakdowns have made it difficult for municipalities to achieve their responsibilities. If you add fear, purges, factional politics, political appointments, it becomes clear that the problem runs very deep, creating a rift between the political leadership and administration leadership at the expense of the delivery of services. Secondly, we need an organizational culture that is not ad hoc, not arbitrary, not nepotistic, and other factors that destroy the moral fiber of the institution. We need leadership politically and administratively that does not avoid taking responsibility, work and duty, not obstructive and gatekeeping driven by political party loyalty. Thirdly, development of people for people to develop themselves. We need to understand the importance of people and their capacity rather than placing the solution central as it seems to be the case today, resulting to disempowerment and underdevelopment. Development of community capacity to drive and own their destiny can never fail. It also means enabling people to elicit and increase the power they have by working as a community. This will ensure people are skilled, their confidence built and developed through cooperation. Last but not least, strong participatory, deliberate model of democracy that enriches and strengthens democratic citizens is the answer. Then a great number of participatory, deliberate platforms with a high level of deliberate participation, the higher the level of legitimacy of local state and local democracy, the diffusion of these platforms is also the most promising way for actual substance of democratic citizens. Enkosi Mhlekando, ngincane noba undithwale nami undikhuphe. Ndiyabulela.
Angeke ngiyenze le nto. Thank you very much, Honorable Tseki. Can you continue with the debate?
Akilebwe, Ntsamaisi Dipuisano. Honorable Deputy Chairperson of the NCOP, Honorable Tau, and the House at large, receive the greetings from Gauteng. Gauteng is honored to be given the opportunity to address this August House on the progress registered in building a democratic, developmental, local government in the past 15 years. The context of the perspective is that we must always remind ourselves and never forget that the principal task of a democratic government is to redress the deep-rooted legacy of colonialization, apartheid, that has manifested itself, among others, inequality, which leads to poverty and unemployment. We must also remember that before the ships of colonizers docked on our shores, our people had their own communal governance system that were based on the will of the people. Hunger and diseases was not an issue then. It is in this spirit of good governance that has been infused in the Freedom Charter that we are celebrating its 60 years of existence this year. We are therefore proud to know that local government has played a great role in improving the social and economic development landscape in our country. This is notwithstanding the outstanding obstacles that must still be tackled to achieve the kind of society we seek to build. In this regard, we believe that Back to Basic program is the appropriate vehicle to move local government forward. The aim of B2B program is mainly to strengthen local government sphere of government, improve service delivery, and promote economic growth and development at the local level. Key to the program is the effective functioning of municipality to better serve the communities by getting the basic rights in terms of the 5 pillars of B2B, putting the people and their concern first, service delivery, good governance, financial accountability, and building capacity within the robust institution. COCTA nationally undertook a systematic assessment on the 278 municipalities in the country, and the findings of the assessment made it possible for all the municipalities to be classified into 3 different categories, namely those that are doing very well, those that are potential to do well or they are at risk, and lastly, those that are dysfunctional. Gauteng's 12 municipalities fall within the first and the second category. As a matter of fact, 10 of the 12 municipalities in the province are doing very well. Only 2 are regarded as having potential to do well or at risk, which is Western Area and Randfontein. The support work of the department in the 5 pillars program, which progress has been reported below. Putting the pillar number 1, which is putting people and their concern first. Honorable Deputy Chairperson, this pillar is concerned with the municipality propensity and ability to constantly engage communities and make ordinary citizens as part of local government. In the Freedom Charter clause, we say the people shall govern. Many municipalities in Gauteng have functional public participant structure system ranging from 80 to 98% in terms of functionality. Although our municipalities have been faced with challenges on protracted public protests, many of which also tended to be violent in nature, we can now officially report that our support and interventions working with local government has made a positive difference. We'll continue to improve to build a people-centered and people-driven local municipality. The response to the needs of the people should be timelessly. In responding to the people's needs is not only about to deliver, but to put communities on par in terms of the IDP delivery programs and funding constraints, working with the ward committees. Delivering basic municipal services, creating conditions of decent work. Honorable Chairperson, these pillars are focused in ensuring municipality develop service standards for each municipality and that they establish system for monitoring adherence of the said standard. Municipalities are also required to report on the ward level service delivery plans. In this case, once again, we are proud to report that municipalities in Gauteng average performance is well when contrasted with the national average performance. Albeit there are some challenges in terms of poor billing, excessive water leakages, poor infrastructure maintenance, and lack of adequate housing. Furthermore, we are experiencing a particular challenge in the West Rand district relating to sinkhole. Due to dolomitic nature of the area, the municipality in this area are faced with perpetual challenge of sinkhole and impact negatively instability of the housing and bulk infrastructure such as water reservoir in the area. Our recent public hearings in the communities of Gauteng are advancing that dolomitic sinkholes should be linked to Disaster Management Act interventions. Honorable Deputy Chairperson, again, the two municipalities are faced with serious additional challenges resulting to massive retrenchment and job losses in the mining area. This has led to increase in the size of indigent population in the municipality, and therefore extra burden is placed on the municipality. Notwithstanding, the municipalities has managed in their service delivery obligation in relation to ESCOM. Sound financial management, honorable members, prudent financial management and sound accounting practices is an area that is top priority in the list. We must indicate here there's a municipality run by DA in the Eastern Cape called Bavians. That municipality has been getting disclaimers from 1 year to the other, and I think the people of the Eastern Cape in that municipality will be able to do justice to themselves and make sure that they elect the ANC into power in the area. A consolidated debt-owned Gauteng municipality governed by departments.
Honorable Tseki, can you take a seat, please? On what point are you rising, Honorable Faber?
Honorable Chair, I really need to ask this member a question because he's talking about one municipality where there's
Honorable
hundreds
members,
of ANC
order.
municipalities
I
which
can't
is
hear you, Honorable
dysfunctional.
Faber. Can you please allow me to hear?
Okay,
What were you saying?
I would like to know if this honorable member would take a very intelligent question, if he can answer that.
Honorable Tseki, are you prepared to take a question?
Definitely.
He is
thank you.
prepared to take a question.
Thank you. Honorable member, can you perhaps tell me how many of the ANC governed municipalities are dysfunctional? And then I would like to know if it's also true that the Western Cape province was in the newspapers, it was said that they were the best government giving the most services for the poor for free. If you know about that.
Honorable Tseki.
The issue of the Western Cape doing very well in terms of financial structures is not something that we don't know. But I'm mentioning a particular municipality here which is very clear, that is Bevian, that has been doing very bad and is run by the DA. I think it's clear on the question that I've asked. Chairperson, the provincial government has resolved to embark on the following steps
Honorable
to
Tseki,
further...
can you just take a seat, Honorable Tseki? Honorable Julius, on what point are you rising?
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted whether my Gauteng counterpart, Honorable Tseki, will take a question from me too, please. Seeing that we are
No, I heard your question. I heard the question. Honorable Tseki, are you prepared to take
Your
a
majority
question?
doesn't mean that I can take a question, Chair. No, I'm not going to take a
No,
question.
he's not prepared to take a question.
Swat. The provincial government has resolved to embark on the following steps to further address the challenges. Establishment of the debt management committee to develop a special dispensation that all Gauteng government departments should settle their debts with municipalities, this is very progressive. Good governance and sound administration. Honorable Deputy Chairperson, good governance is a pillar focus of the extent to which municipalities are transparent and accountable, which is the ANC municipality are very accountable. Across Gauteng municipalities, councils and council committees, they are working very well. The oversight committees established on the councils such as MPEC are fully operational. Furthermore, we extend the fraud, corruption, and ensure that the number of cases are reported to national anti-corruption. Building the institutional and administrative capacity, Honorable Deputy Chairperson, and enforcement and competency standards for managers and appointment of persons are required skills, qualifications, and dedicated to serve the people without reservation is the center of the well-run competitive municipality. The enforcement of coupled with timely signing of performance agreements and regularly engaging with labor through the local forums are guarantees that the municipality is institutionally and administratively viable. I must indicate that Chairperson, municipalities in our provinces have addressed serious challenges in relation to vacancies in the top six. In the top six, all municipalities are advancing towards that direction. Furthermore, we would like to appreciate the NCOP role that they play, in particular on the workshop that we have had in the last 2 days. The partnership is requiring to adverse effect of illegal mining in our province. Innocent lives are also being lost in the area, and therefore we are engaging on the NCOP and Salga to make sure that we address that. Lastly, our partnership in addressing the challenges posed by the municipality at risk in terms of back to basic will yield result as considered with the partnership. A collective partnership with Salga will go a long way. Today, we can declare that 15 years of our democratic and transformative local government have moved above the 40% that we have seen to more than 80% in terms of delivery of basic services in the form of electricity, water, sanitation, and waste collection in line with the MDG. We are saying Gauteng, the smart province, will continue to deliver and make sure that we address the challenges that are facing the people of the province. You can seal and go.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Madiling, Mpumalanga.
Honorable Chairperson of the NCOP, Honorable Thandi Modise, and Deputy Chairperson, Honorable Estau, Chairperson of the National House of Traditional Leaders, Khoshi Maubani, le motshwara letsogo wa gage e leng Ikosi Mahlangu, honorable MECs present here, members of the NCOP, honorable members of the provincial legislatures, including my chief whip and my chair of chairs, Chairperson of Salga, Councillor Manyoni, and the Deputy Chairperson, Councillor Nawa, honorable members of Salga, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Chairperson, I wish Honorable Chetty was here. I wanted to contextualize his analysis of failure and put it in its context and give a phenomenological definition of failure in his own understanding, definition, and understanding. Because failure, according to Honorable Chetty, and it's very common, that's why we don't even develop RASH as the African National Congress, because we know forever there will be opposition. Failure to him is as long as the DA is not in power. Chairperson, the 3 days that we have spent sharing information on the delivery of basic services over the past 15 years of democratic local government has been an enlightening moment, contrary to the assertion made by some of the members that this local government week has enabled us to appreciate the recorded achievements sustained by statistics based on quality data collected by credible institutions. By the same token, it has helped us to appreciate the intensity of the challenges and backlogs our municipalities have to confront in order to make the aspirations of a better life for all a reality. The lessons we have learned from this discourse will undoubtedly serve as a benchmark to base our intentions on as we march towards the National Development Plan milestones. Dithuto tse ke re ithutile go tsona go dipoledisano tse e tloga e le therešo le nnete ya go hloka bana ba phefo ga e nyake leru la therešo eke gore lenaneo hlabollo le la bosetšhaba ke masupatsela. Chairperson, our celebration of the 15 years of democratic and transformative local government is inspired by the significant strides we have made in the delivery of basic services. In Mpumalanga, in Mpumalanga, the delivery of water and sanitation is top of our priority list. Major strides have been made over the years. 96% of the population now has access to water. Of the 1,075,491 households, 1,030,841 households have access to water. Notwithstanding the challenges as highlighted during their presentations, such an inadequate funding, shortage of skills, illegal connection, and aging infrastructure, these milestone achievements are recorded. As we celebrate these achievements, however, we are equally concerned about the remaining 4% households with no access to water. We will never rest until they have equal access to water to give effect to Section 27 of the Bill of Rights in the Constitution, which states that everyone has the right to have access to sufficient food and water. Our commitment to restore the dignity of our people through proper sanitation has yielded the desired results. 93.7% of the households now have access to sanitation services. We're working hard to ensure that the remaining 6.3 households enjoy equal access to sanitation and services. The local government spheres has outlined to the number of households with access to refuse removal. Over the 15 years, we have succeeded to ensure that at least 54% of the households have access to refuse removal. We're now working towards eradicating 46% of the backlog. 92% households have been electrified. Mpumalanga, the place of the rising sun, is not immune from the challenges experienced by other provinces such as illegal connections, vandalism of the infrastructure, and the lack of ESCOM agreement as presented by Salga. These challenges have contributed to the 8% backlog. We welcome the resolution to intensify campaigns against illegal connections and the need to enter into an agreement with ESCOM on the implementation of billing system for revenue collection. This will create a solid base for municipalities to electrify the remaining 8% households. Honorable Chairperson, we have noted with great appreciation the resolution about the need to strengthen the working relationship between traditional councils and municipalities. Rural areas, such as the place where I come from, Marapiani, under the traditional leadership, accounts for 60% in Mpumalanga. Therefore, the participation of Amakosi, Magoshi Arena, in the development of rural communities cannot be overemphasized. It is high time that we break the silo mentality and work together to address rural development challenges. Currently, only one district municipality, which is Kharsibande, out of the 3, enjoys the full participation of institutions of traditional leadership. Indeed, as His Majesty Kgoshi Maubane indicated, as Kgoshi Maubane indicated on Monday, we need to explore the issue of clarifying, especially the role of Magoshi in municipal councils. Their participation in this regard will find expression in the IDPs and other developmental strategies of the rural communities. We welcome the resolution for a seamless training program for municipal councillors and traditional councils as part of capacity building. The department is implementing training that is COCTA for the 2 institutions, but separately. We therefore embrace the resolution to implement a combined or a joint training program for common understanding. The 0 death in the initiation schools this year in Mpumalanga is a case in point of how far we can go if we work together as government. Chairperson, the 15 years of democratic local government has an eye-opening experience. There cannot be any better way to put it as distinctly as Minister of COCTA, Honorable Pravin Gordhan, did by describing it as the coming of age of local government. Over the years, some of our municipalities in Mpumalanga were characterized by negative perceptions. Some were rendered dysfunctional due to poor working relationships between the political and the administrative leadership. Service delivery protests reinforced the perception that these municipalities are a bastion of fraud and corruption, as such cannot deliver basics. Invoking Section 139 of the Constitution by the provincial government in few selected municipalities became the last resort in an attempt to turn the situation around. Today, the narrative has changed. The introduction of Back to Basics, as explained by Minister Gordon, provides a glimmer of hope of our people and the doubting Thomases. In Mpumalanga, we're implementing the Integrated Municipal Support Plan, IMS, for the realization of Back to Basics approach. We developed scorecards to assess the municipalities in 4 focus areas of Batupili, namely, of Back to Basics, namely putting people first, delivering the basic services, good governance, building capabilities, financial management. This approach is in itself a building block towards the goal of establishing an effective, accountable, and responsive developmental local government as outlined in the National Development Plan. We welcome the decision by the Municipal Demarcation Board of the amalgamation of Mombela local municipality with Umchindi. This decision will reduce the 21 municipalities into 20 after the 2016 local government elections. Our provincial government is working hard to ensure a harmonious transition in this regard. To our beloved, disciplined Abu Mama, we are very proud of you. We respect you and cherish the good work you have done over the years, from all of us 9 months in your womb to the struggle for women emancipation. Long live our beloved women, long live. Honorable Chairperson, as the ANC-led government, we will continue building a capable and developmental state, entrenching cooperative governance for people-centered development. Honorable Chairperson, I wish honorable members from EFF were here, Honorable Mkhosi in particular, because, Honorable Chairperson, the question that I would pose to them is, na banyaka Afrika bora e joang, ya le tello, ya le nyatso, ya go kwata go feteletseng, ya le shata la go jesa dihlong, sepedi se ru se ke wa nyela didiba ka lebaka la gore o ka palala ke go boya o tla go nwa metsi. My personal analysis, therefore, says EF members, starting with their so-called CIC, which is a paramilitary term in its own self, a regard, shows their Lazaroic status in terms of political history, because they do not have a history outside of the ANC. That is why their behavior of disruption will be perpetual. Because they want to be arrested, they've never been arrested. Because they want to go to jail, because they've never been to jail. Hence the paramilitary status terminology. They want to be soldiers. They were never in the trenches. As they've never been in exile, they want to go in exile. They are so hell-bent in ensuring that they get wayward and behave wayward so that they can. It is very unfortunate, but all in all, that what we can say is they don't only suffer from, I said this before, they don't only suffer from political bipolar disorder, but basipila balora, somnambulists, bafaikonta. They are daydreamers. Let them dream on. Unfortunately, what they want is what they have, and they will have it forever until sanity prevails in them. We can only wish sanity prevails, Honorable Chairperson. We'd like to thank you very much for this opportunity as the province of Mpumalanga, the place of the rising sun.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member Martinez. Honorable Maboa Boltman, can you continue with the debate?
Thank you, Deputy Chairperson. Greetings to the Chairperson in absentia. Greetings to the leadership of Salga, led by Deputy Chairperson Nawa. Greetings to the NCOP members. Greetings to representatives from the province. And in this month of women, I want to salute women who knows what to utter in meetings like this ones. It is very important that as our kids and the country are watching the television, wanting to know more about what we are delivering to them, to hear words that are building. Chairperson, allow me to say, Deputy Chairperson, upon conclusion of this third Local Government Week held in the month when we celebrate the advancement and achievements of women in our country, it is up to reflect upon and celebrate the role that the local government sphere has played in improving the lives of women and people at large. I think the person who spoke here, Madileng, we are from the same province. I like it when you indicated that there is a lot of work done in the past 15 years. And if we don't see that, then we have a problem. Over the 15 years of democratic and developmental local government, the provision of basic services, including the provision of free basic services to the poor, has indeed transformed the lives of ordinary South Africans. As we focused on the provisions of services in the energy, water and sanitation sectors this week, we have seen a huge improvement in the access to water and electricity and sanitation made over the last 15 years. Salga Women's Commission highlighted yesterday on how access to these services has a direct impact on the day-to-day lives of women and girls. However, we impact on the day-to-day. My apologies, I just pressed something here. We impact on the day-to-day lives of women and girls. However, we cannot be complacent as more work needs to be done, especially in the rural areas where access to services remains a challenge for some. And Chairperson, if we have people who are not eager to sit and listen to such, how are we going to go back and assist those rural people who are still in need of water and the like? It's a challenge. But we are not going to be confused by all this as local government. We will continue assisting and we will continue making sure that the poorest of the poor, they do also receive clean water. We also want to advocate for a number of policy changes required to ensure sustainable human settlements where the dignity of women are protected. One such area is the provision of communal standpipes for water provision. Not only does it still place a burden on women to collect water from outside their home, but it often also leads to substantial water losses for municipalities. I was happy when I understood or made to understand that the President will be launching this project where we will be fighting water losses. The eThekwini Metro highlighted their innovations and illustrated that sanitation can be provided in a manner that protects the dignity of the men and women that utilize the services. The innovations illustrated highlight the importance of gender-sensitive planning in municipalities and indeed across all three spheres of government. We spoke yesterday through our commission or our commissioner in terms of planning that we will be planning and...
Just take a seat, it seems like. On what point are you rising, Honourable Member?
Is it parliamentary to eat in the house? I see the Chief Whip is eating here.
Honourable members, it will not be orderly for us to have whatever that we eat in the house. Therefore, may we refrain whilst we understand the extent to which the Chief Whip has grown. So there might be some other things. Can you continue with the debate, Honourable Member?
Thank you, Deputy Chairperson. As we move towards the adoption of the Sustainable Development Goals at the United Nations in September, we recognize that these goals, especially those of transforming human settlement, health care for all, and building safer communities will continue to support and improve the lives of women. The objectives of the National Development Plan, the Vision 2030, are clearly reflected in the Sustainable Development Goals relevant to local government and have the same time horizon to such an extent that we can easily argue that the NDP was foreshadowing the international objectives to the pursued. It is my view that in giving effect to the objective of the National Development Plan, the Sustainable Development Goals, as well as the African Union Agenda 2063, we will achieve developmental local government and ensure that the lives of all our people are improved, and we will address poverty, unemployment, and equality. As the current term of municipal leadership comes to an end, Deputy Chairperson, and as we prepare for 2016 elections, we call on all political parties to ensure that the imperatives of gender representation and equality are raised, and that the desired gender representation of 50-50 is achieved in the next crop of local government leaders horizontally. We're talking about wards and at PR levels, and vertically through mayoral committees and other committees and structures in local government, so that the dreams and aspirations of women, the gallants who departed, our icons, Omamu Lillian Ngoyi, Omamu Albertina Sisulu, Omamu Adelaide Tambo, Omamu Betha Gqowa, Ome Dr. Ruth Mompati, and many others. Our dreams are realized. Now, in terms of acting like what we have seen in the house here, I'm deeply sad that it's a woman that does that. In our month, it is not right, it is not good. God, in those women who are doing good and who knows what a good behavior is, as the current Salga leadership, we establish a cooperative partnership with the NCOP, and this was strengthened by the participation of our part-time representatives in the NCOP. We trust that in the new term of office, Salga can look forward to much more constructive collaboration. A thing of saying that the week was a waste, it is only a blind and a person who doesn't understand who will say so. Deputy Chairperson, ngibonga kakhulu.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chair of Salga. Honorable Khoza.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chair Dau, Honorable Chairperson of NCOP in absentia, Honorable Chief Whip, the National Chairperson of Salga in absentia and his deputy, the NEC of Salga and PC members from provinces, the Chairperson of the House of Traditional Leaders, the Minister and the Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Firstly, Deputy Chair, let me outrightly put issues of local government in perspective as to what Honorable Chetty has observed during his visit with the Select Committee on during the NCOP week in the Northwest. That all is not as bad as he has reported. There is progress in the Northwest, and we are proud to report that some of our municipalities are doing well. One of the municipalities that I can report officially that is doing a sterling job, which is a district municipality, is led, by the way, by a woman. It's in Dr. Kenneth Kaunda district. We have a local municipality called Tokwa Local Municipality. By the way, the municipal manager is a woman, is doing quite well. We have another municipality in Bojanala district called Moses Kotane. By the way, again, the Moses Kotane local municipality is led by a woman, as well as the MM. So all is not as bad as you've reported in this NCOP. And I hope in going forward, in adopting your report, you'll be able to acknowledge and recognize the good work that is taking place in the Northwest in the local sphere of government. Honorable Deputy Chair, it gives me great pleasure to have the opportunity to contribute to our national discourse on this relevant platform, debating the outcomes of a successful 2015 local government week. One takes pride to pay tribute to our stalwart, Mama Ruth, of 1956 Women's March, who comes from the far-flung areas of a district called Dr. Ruth Mompati, a former councillor who has contributed in the development of a small dorpy called Vrybeek. She has left a legacy of good governance and social cohesion in a local sphere of government. Indeed, as captured by the theme, we were celebrating 15 years of democratic and transformative local government, entrenching cooperative government for people-centered development. This theme seeks to say to us that whatever the challenges that are facing the local sphere of government in South Africa, there is much that we should celebrate that has been done. Today is better than yesterday. There are good stories to tell. It also calls upon us to reflect that before we could even criticize and complain, we should honestly ask ourselves, how was the situation before the formation of a democratic developmental local government in South Africa? It can only be when you have experienced the past that you can appreciate the present. Let us start there by asking ourselves, how come we find ourselves where we are with so many backlogs? The present is an immoral fiber product of the past. Chairperson, let me also join everyone in applauding the visionary leadership of the NCOP, led by the National Chair and yourself and Salga, in jointly convening this important national forum of cooperative governments, a strategic coalface of service delivery, where we are able to impact on the lives of our people for sustainable livelihood. The local government week must set the tone for 2016 local elections. As we evaluate performance by everybody in the local sphere of government, in cooperative with provincial structures of government, and equally important as we redouble our efforts in ensuring that the local municipalities are better able to deliver basic municipal services to our communities. Chairperson, one has noted some congent issues amongst the important outcomes of local government week, which was presented yesterday, which we as the Northwest Province and as a constituent part of the NCOP should emphasize. Firstly, the issue of strengthening the relations between Salga and at the provincial level and the Northwest Provincial Legislature needs a serious consideration. We do recall that during the recent NCOP Provincial Week in July 2015, the issue was also raised sharply, and it is receiving attention. Secondly, as a mining province, we do support the call that the municipalities of mining communities should ensure that social labor plans of mining companies are included in their IDPs, and traditional leaders are taken on board in this respect. This will go a long way in ensuring peace amongst the mining communities, sound labor relations in the mining sector, and inclusive development in the distressed mining towns. We further submit that, honorable members, that this should be linked with the special presidential packages for distressed mining towns program, which seeks to intervene in the said areas and assist with, amongst others, implementation of the framework on sustainable mining agreement, which includes housing and local economic development. We also agree with the view that the municipal public accounts committees should be included in the NCOP's oversight visits, and that this visit to the provinces should be communicated with Salga beforehand and for proper coordination and inclusivity. This matter, in the case of the province, it says that the provincial legislature should complement what we are already doing in the Northwest in terms of the public accounts committee work in relation to the municipalities and formalize their engagements in this context. As provincial legislatures, we can do better when it comes to the issue of municipal debt to support the local councils. I believe we should start during the budget votes up to annual reporting by provincial departments and their entities to interrogate them as to whether they have paid their municipal levies. This is one issue at the heart of service delivery. Without being able to forecast and manage cash flow and revenue, there will always be imbalances and stagnation. All spheres of government should pay their municipal services on time. They should equally condemn illegal connections and non-payment by everyone, including public servants and public representatives, where that happens. As the Northwest Province, in the Northwest Province, Honorable Chair, the provincial government is alert to the challenges of local government and has devised an approach called Villages, Towns, and Small Dorpies. We call it VTSD, whereby provincial government interventions into poverty, migration, and urbanization is undertaken. The decision to focus on the VTSD was due to the challenge in the communities in those areas, which are, amongst others, the over-concentration and abundance of poverty, inequalities, unemployment, among other strategies, is to inculcate a culture of integrated planning at a ward-based level. Chairperson, I want furthermore to report that out of the 23 municipalities in our province, so far I can say with pride that we have registered unqualified audits in many of our municipalities, and so far there were 15. And I must say that we compliment all the municipalities in the province. There is great progress, even where there are interventions. On our chat, you've made mention of Ngakamojiro Molema. There is progress registered. And the NCOP will receive that report. You are now from Vennesdorp, I agree. And yes, as the ANC-led government, we have admitted the challenges that we have acknowledged the challenges that in those municipalities, hence there are interventions. And I must assure the House that progress will be registered. We are confident of the administration that is there, and surely we know that we will succumb and surpass that with interventions. Chairperson, in conclusion, we appreciate the concept of local government week. Perhaps as with many other programs of the NCOP and Salga, with time we should consider taking it directly to the people. At those municipalities we talk about, and consider to host that week there. Working together with NCOP, with Salga, and legislature committees, we can move South Africa forward for some sustainable development. Ke a leboga, Pula.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. May I call on Honourable Julius? Can you continue the debate?
Honourable Chairperson, Honourable Members, Salga, Reps, Councillors, and Executive Mayors, South Africans, and especially the people from Beckersdale and Western Area, Borwa, I greet you today. Honourable Tseki Chairperson made mention of Bavi Jans. I just want him to make sure of his facts. You know, sometimes when you go on the internet, you will find outdated facts and you'll think it happened yesterday. Please go and check it. You know, our elderly people tend to do that. To check old facts on the internet. You know, Bavi Jans received Vuna Awards. 2010, Best Revenue Collection. 2010, Cleanest Town. 2013, for Service Delivery. 2014, for LED projects. All awarded by this ANC-led government. So please check those facts also. And make sure. Chairperson Honorable Mohapi made mention that Honorable Chetty said nothing. Maybe he didn't listen because he came late to the...
Honorable Julius, Honorable Tseki, can I... On what point are you raising?
Yeah, can I request Honorable to respond to a question? And also indicate all the disclaimers in all the good work that it seems to be presenting.
Honorable Tseki, I'm afraid that you are debating now.
Can I ask him to answer questions that I want to relate?
Are you prepared to take a question, Honorable
Chairperson, unfortunately, I have to return the favor. You didn't want to answer my question.
Well, he's not prepared to take a question.
But I'm glad to engage you on the disclaimers of Western area. We'll talk about that later, Chairperson. But Honorable Mohapi came late for the week as chairperson of the Select Committee, Kokta. He's gone now. He's leading this debate, but he's gone now. Chairperson, the Minister of Cooperative Government and Traditional Affairs said on Tuesday this week that when free running water comes out of the tap, that is when people know that government is working for them. Chairperson, water is the latest challenge that will haunt municipalities in all 9 provinces going forward. According to the DG of Department of Water Affairs, he said that water issues are critical. From Gauteng in Gauteng, Executive Mayor Nawa, the Drooghevel Tower, we must please look at those things because there's no development without water in our areas. In the northwest, Sunny's Hof, water infrastructure has not been properly maintained since 2007. Residents do not have access to water in this area, Honorable Rosho. Pilindela in Gauteng is reported to have 3 taps, which services a population of more than 600 people, Honorable Tseki. How can we build RDP houses for poor families in Muyete village in Guyani, Limpopo, knowing that water scarcity plagues this area? Indeed, we can say if running water is not coming from our taps, government is not working for our people. So I agree with the minister that if it doesn't come from our taps, government is not working. Minister Gordhan also stated that today...
Honorable Julius, your time has expired, unfortunately.
Aye, Chairperson. Aye.
Thank you very much. Honorable Dlamini. You know, what is of just before you start, Honorable, what is of interest, I observed Honorable Julius, before he started speaking, he looked at the clock and he pointed at it, and he started speaking. And he forgot to check the clock as you were speaking, unfortunately. But nevertheless, Honorable Dlamini, you may continue the debate.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much for the opportunity. My greetings to honorable members.
Honorable Dlamini, can you take your seat? Honorable member, on what point are you rising?
Honorable Deputy Chair, my apology, I'm just standing on a point of clarity regarding a quorum because I'm not sure if it's not for me and the Honorable Chetty from the DA, there's no KwaZulu-Natal and no Limpopo province here today. So in terms of the quorum, are we in fact
we are not dealing with a piece of legislation that is tagged Section 75 that would need a head count, but rather we are dealing with a report that is going to be adopted by provinces. So you are here, you are representing your province. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. Honorable Dlamini, can you continue the debate?
No, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. He has just wasted my time, all protocol observed. Chairperson, millions of women are prohibited from accomplishing little more than survival, not because they lack ambition or ability to just hold. I don't need your help. Okay, because of lack of safe, clean water and adequate sanitation and electricity, millions of women in the developing world spend untold hours daily collecting water from distant, often polluted sources and in unsafe places, then return to their villages, at times carrying their babies on their back. According to the World Health Organization surveys from 45 developing countries shows that women and children bear the primary responsibility for water collection in vast majority of households. This time is not spent working at income-generating job, caring for family members, or attending school. The estimated time women and children spend per day is 140 million hours. If you convert this hours into economic generating job. This is equivalent to building 20 Empire State Buildings each day. Putting it differently, for every £1 spent on water and sanitation, there is a £4 return. But for women, they do all these things for free without getting any compensation. The survey also reveals that 2.5 billion or 1 in 3 people lack access to improved sanitation in the world. Only 64 of the world's population has access to improved sanitation. 750 million people around the world lack access to safer water. 82% of those who lack access to improved water live in rural areas, while only 18% live in urban areas. And that is where most gender stereotypes and socialization still prevail. Honorable Chair and the House, these comparisons are important so that we know where we stand as a country. Most of the time, people will discuss about what the government has achieved, what has not achieved, without comparing on what is happening in the world. We are part of the global world, therefore we have to compare ourselves. We are made to believe that women are the carriers of water and firewood in the absence of electricity and other domestic work. For women, improved water, sanitation and electricity provision is not only about access to it and living comfortably, but it is also about more time to engage in economic activities or paid jobs. It is about reduced risks of being exposed to rape, attacks, and/or abuse as they go to collect water and firewood. It is also about reduced health risks as they carry heavy loads on a daily basis of water and firewood. They come back home to cook and wash while their male partners go to work, make money, read newspapers, and watch TV, and become more informed than women. For a girl child, it means more time to go to school, electricity to study, and less chances of forced marriages, as there will be no need for them to go and collect water and firewood for some old men who cannot do these things for themselves, as they are being classified as women's responsibility. It means enough time to grow and develop both physically and psychologically, and have children at an appropriate time when they choose to do so. To some who have it all, improvement do not mean anything, but to women out there, it means changed life for better. We want to thank this government that is led by the ANC. Just after 15 years of democratic local government, we have registered close to 5.9 million households were connected to the grid between 1994 and December 2014. Using the consecutive figure of 7 people in one household, it is plus minus 41.3 million of South African has for the first time been connected to electricity, and the majority are women. If this is not a good story to tell, Chair, then I don't know what is a good story to some people. In terms of sanitation, South Africa has made strides in improving access to sanitation for its citizens. The 2011 census result shows that just over 60% of households have access to sanitation via a flush toilet, while just over 70% of households have access to sanitation. This level is, however, not enjoyed by all. Honorable Chetty, he's out again, as usual. Honorable Chetty, for your information, I am not surprised why you don't understand these things, because You were not part of the DA before the name change. I always hate to remind DA about these things, that anyway, you are National Party and Democratic Party before you change in the name. But you force me.
Honorable Zaman, can you take your seat, please? Honorable Zaman, can you take your seat? Honorable Zaman, on what point are you rising, Honorable Member?
Chair, I just want to know, is that before the honourable member went to Disneyland or after that, that this name change happened?
I didn't hear the first part.
I would like to know if that was before the honourable member went to Disneyland or afterwards, because I'm a bit confused. I don't know what time period she's talking
Honorable
about.
Member, are you rising on a point, on a question, on a privilege of question?
Honourable Chair, I would like to ask the honourable member a question.
Honorable
if she would
Zaman, are you
take
prepared to take a question?
Honorable Chair, not today, but I do want to respond.
Okay, she's not prepared to take a question.
Not today, but on a serious note, I want to answer that question once and for all. Ask your people in Nelspruit, I answer it once, they never open their mouth about that question again. But Honorable Chair team, I'm not surprised why you don't know these things, because you were a member of the ANC Youth League. You don't know what was the Democratic Party and the National Party at the time, before they formed an alliance, were doing. We are having these challenges today because of them. They never recognize people from rural areas. In fact, the majority of people, black people, they were not offered services at all. At least today, our people are protesting because they feel that.
On a point of order.
Honorable Labuskaghni, on what point are you rising?
I would like to know if the Honourable will take a question.
Honorable Zaman, are you prepared to take a question?
I would like to know who's the they.
Honorable Labuskaghni, order. You had asked whether if the member is prepared to take a question. I'm ascertaining that. Honorable Zaman, are you prepared to take a question?
I'll answer her outside.
No, she's not prepared to take a question.
Honorable Chair, the apartheid system this DA had during when they were still National Party and DA, it was not less than slavery. Instead of providing services to our people, they took the legal that they had acquired before. If you had kegels more than 9, they will take them, because they thought you don't qualify to have those things. They took our land. Now they come here and claim that we're not providing services to our people. Our people are complaining because...
Honorable Zameni, can you take a seat? On what point are you rising, Honorable Julius?
On a point of order, Honorable Dlamini is misleading the House.
Honorable Labuskaghni,
I
can
am
you allow
from
me
the
to hear
DA and I
Honorable
never
Julius?
took people's land.
Honorable,
She said the Democratic Alliance took people's land.
the way I understood, Honorable
Chairperson,
members, order. I need to make a ruling on that order. Because listening to Honorable Dlamini, she was speaking to a historical epoch where in which there was still a Democratic Party and a Nationalist Party. Before even there was an alliance, she never made mention to Democratic Alliance.
Chairperson, it's obvious that
Honorable
we differ.
members, order.
Chairperson, it's obvious that we differ on what we heard, right? It's funny when you know sometimes you hear so clearly and other times you can't hear things.
Honorable Julius,
can we please
can you take
get
your seat,
answered?
Honorable Julius?
Can we please get answered? Can you rule that, seeing that we differ on what we heard, I beg you, Chair, can we get answered and then you rule on the matter at the next meeting?
I thought I made a
Job
ruling.
convenience, Chair.
Honorable Dlamini, can you continue? Oh, okay. Just take a seat. Honorable Abuskar.
Honourable Chair, I raise the point of order, rule number 46, offensive and unbecoming language. I understand that you make a ruling on the history, but the Honourable Speaker didn't refer to the history. She started off with Honourable Member Chetty as a person, referred to his choice of a party which is, in her speech, intimidating a person, and I would like her to stop that kind of thing, because we can't have that kind of speech in this house, because it links to a speech.
Okay, no, that one, Honorable Labuskachni, I will definitely have to check Hansard, because the way I heard it, that one, was that she was reminding Honorable Chetty that she's a former member of the ANC. But if there's a doubt, it's fine. I can check Hansard whether if it was unbecoming and intimidator. So, you see now, Honorable Member. You see, are you therefore implying that I don't have to come back with a ruling? You see, how do you then heckle a presiding officer? I mean, come on. All right. Honorable Dlamini, can you continue with the debate?
Honorable Chair, as for the EFF, as usual, they are all not here. They always, if they are here, because they've got nothing to offer, support what the DA is saying, which they don't even understand what the DA is saying. But because they've got nothing to offer, they support the DA. I don't even want to talk about the leader. In fact, I was trying to calculate in his years. I'm not surprised why he's doing what he's doing.
Dlamini, can you take a seat? On what point are you rising?
On a point of order again, Rule 46. A deliberate make a statement in the House which the member knows is false. The honourable member, the DA didn't raise any point or didn't say anything in this House that the EFF could support today. Will the member please withdraw? Thank you.
No, you don't have to. Order. Order, Honourable Member. Honourable Labuskachni, you cannot tell me what to do, but request me to make a ruling on what you are raising. No. You have raised a point of order. What you need to do is to allow me to make a ruling on what you have raised. And in actual, the bad part of it or the good of it is that I sustain the order. I sustain the order. Honourable Member Dlamini, can you continue with the debate?
Thank you very much, Chair. In fact, Honorable Mkwili was Bajele saying to Honorable Chetty, so I don't know what you're talking about. I was here in the House listening to her. I was even saying to her, she's a DA now. Honorable Chair, if I look at how old is the Honorable Member, the leader of the EFF, around 35, it means that when the ANC was unbanned, he was 10 years. 10 years. What does he know about the struggle? He doesn't know anything about the struggle. That is why they try by all means to be, in a way, seen as people who are struggling. There is nothing to struggle about now. We are in a democratic government. Honorable Chair, I want to thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Deputy Chairperson, now can you conclude the debate?
No, thank you very much, Chair. I have earlier on expressed the greetings. Chair, let me start by indicating that the constitutional brief of local government, or the object of local government...
Honourable Nawaki, can you just take a seat? On what point are you rising, Honourable Member?
No, Chairperson, it's very important that you note as a Chairperson of this House that of all the parties here, the UDM is the only one that's got 100% in the House.
Honourable Nawa, can you continue with the debate?
Chair, I was about to say the brief of local government by the acts of constitution is that we should provide democratic and accountable government. And if we were to do an evolution or assess the period of 15 years, what has happened in local government, One would indicate that there's been progress in creating a democratic local government. And I think earlier on it is said about what committees, forums that are engaging, and people are being mobilized to be part of municipal governance. So it will be wrong to say there's failure. And at the local government, we sometimes avoid to go into partisan politics precisely because they can blare you. You can see things that are there and then you say there was no service delivered. So we can be able to develop a proper story of what has happened for the last 15 years. I would want to put my head on the block that South Africans, irrespective of where they are in this country, now have access to water. And if there are challenges, it does not mean, therefore, there's no water. It means there are challenges in providing water. So we do say the number of South Africans who have access to water, to electricity, to basic services have increased tremendously, not increased. So we can qualify that it has been increased. But again, in partnership with the minister on going back to basics, at the core of going back to basic is to ensure that the entire government works together to resolve the because we all have common constituencies. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you are in the sphere of provincial or national, we together can work in addressing the communities, ensuring that the services are improved. So going back to basics is an important intervention, and as Salga, we support it, and we want to mobilize all of you to be part of the program to support. So, within a year, the narrative, after we have established the going back to, the narrative has changed to the positive. We have seen people say we think local government is doing something better. And you can correlate that with what the AG has said. What AG says that there's improvement in municipalities. So anybody who argues that there's a failure, I'm sure he's not a South African. The last point that I must make is that this platform that we have with the NCOP, we should not allow anybody to insult this platform. It's a critical platform for local government to advance. And therefore, we think we are grateful and we have to plan better for next year, that local government and NCOP do better. And I'm sure, as I indicated, Chair, that we do also want to have an opportunity to address the National Assembly on issues that affect municipalities. One thing that I should conclude on, Honorable Julius, you would know that in the places that you referred to, for the period we have, all these people have had access to water, to electricity, sanitation. We do have people are going through a problem. There's a new development called the one that you referred to that. If we all know that people have moved from informal settlement to houses. We are talking here, we have just allocated 1,000 people to have houses in Western Eraboro. We are going for a second phase. So the sense is that there's a way for government to respond. And I think, as honorable members, we should sometimes not allow party politics to blare and behave like we don't see what is progress. There's so much progress in that country, and I think we can equally all claim it, that we have done so much in the 15 years, and we can begin to see progress. So local government is very critical, is doing what it's supposed to do. There are challenges, and we should not fear that these challenges are disturbing us. We need to work hard. So, Chair, in stopping that, Salga is committed to work with the NCOP.
Just please recognize me, please.
Honorable Member Faber, on what point are you rising?
Chairperson, on a point of clarity, I would like to know if the honourable member, when he speaks about challenges, are talking about challenges or failures. If you can just perhaps tell
Honourable
us about that.
Faber, don't smuggle in questions. Honourable, now are you prepared to take a question from Honourable Faber?
No, I'm not ready to take a question.
Honourable Faber, Honourable Now is not prepared to take a question.
Suffice to indicate that there are challenges as we work hard to change the lives of our people. I thank you very much. Sure.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, Maybe just as a way of reminding members. This was our last provincial local government week before the next election, and the first in the 5th Democratic Parliament. And I think I should thank honorable members for your participation, your commitment and focus. That concludes the debate and the business of the day. You are requested to remain standing until the procession has left the chamber.
Honorable members, members of Salga, House of Traditional Leaders, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. We would like to thank you very, very much for having come over here to serve the people of the country. Please, those who are driving, drive safely. Those who are flying, enjoy your flights. We appreciate you very much. Thank you.